Ah, right. We're probably live already because it's doing that loady-doty thingy.
Yep.
When it's doing that loady thingy, it's usually already live. There we are. All right. Happy days. Good morning or good evening, badasses. How you're going? Hey. I am so freaking pumped to be here with Cheryl, this amazing freaking woman. We have had a fun journey full of lots of ups and downs in the last 6 months, and I can't believe it's even been 6 months. Like sometimes it feels like it's been way longer, and it feels like it hasn't been that long at all. But you've done 50K, you'll put the exact numbers, 55K, 55K in 6.5 months since we started together. And so what I actually wanted to talk about today, obviously what you do in your niche, because people in here that probably are quite well suited to get help from you actually, but also just the challenges, like the wins and the cool stuff and what helped, but the challenges would be a fun thing to talk about, I think. So welcome. And do you want to let everyone know what it is that you do, because you have a really cool niche?
Yes. So I brought my fidget spinner and my elastic band just to prove to everyone that I am neurodivergent. But I mentor neurodivergent freelancers to get high ticket long term clients so they can have consistent income, even if they are wildly inconsistent, because I kind of always have had that problem. And yeah, I run a mastermind. It's really cool. We have some super cool people in there, and most of them wouldn't be there if it weren't for me meeting Sarah. So just laying that out there.
Thank you. I like that. So neurodivergent freelancers, like it's so freaking specific. Like right there, right then and there is like the first place where most people get stuck is that they don't want to niche down. They just want to coach all entrepreneurs, all womenpreneurs, all people who are overweight, all women, all people who are stressed, whatever, right? And you just niched down so specifically, like neurodivergent freelancers. That's who I help. And if you're not over here struggling to look at this computer screen, or you're not playing with 5 fidget spinners at once, and you don't have a fucking bomb mess behind you going on in your background, I don't work with you.
Yep, yep. And we all relate to each other so well, and it's great. But if you remember, I resisted, and that was one of
Mhm.
my challenges. I resisted niching down like that. I wanted to work with all entrepreneurs, including coaches and consultants and freelancers and VAs and social media managers and all the people.
Yeah.
And yeah, the niching kind of happened by accident, really. Like I just started posting about, well, neurodivergent stuff like ADHD and people with autism and all of those sorts of things, and people started really resonating with it. So I sort of niched down, but I didn't fully commit to it. And I kept fighting it until I finally did it. And then my group like doubled in size in 2 months as soon as I did that. It was amazing.
You resisted for sure, but the proof is in the pudding, because the
Yeah.
second that you started putting out that content, engagement went up, right? The second you started speaking directly to these people, engagement went up, your group grew, everything just shifted, and you were doing the same activities,
Yep. Exactly.
which I think is really awesome. So what what would you say, coming through here in the last 6 months, like to build your program to the point that you built it, aside from niching and aside from resisting, what was the biggest challenge? What was it like?
I mean, consistency. Consistency is the biggest challenge. Consistency because I have difficulty being consistent due to the way my brain is wired is a big part of it. Consistency because I had a lot of fears. Like we've had a lot of side conversations, and I know I'm probably like one of your most annoying clients for this, but like mindset sort of emergencies that just pop up because it's like, oh no, someone didn't like me because I sent them a message, or oh no, someone didn't like me because I sent them a friend request, and the mindset stuff that comes up from that like the first time those things started happening, I I think the first time someone got mad at me for sending them a message, which was a nice message, it was just like, hey, nice to be friends, and that was it. I backed away from sending DMs for a solid 2 weeks. I wouldn't even respond to someone if they messaged me first. Like I was so scared that people were going to hate me.
Yeah.
But, as it's like you said the other day, like the more you put yourself out there, the more people are going to kind of come at you as a symptom of just being in front of more people. The odds of coming across an a-hole dramatically increase, statistically speaking, right?
Statistically speaking, you're going to come across more assholes because there's more people in your universe.
Okay, sweet. We can swear.
Yeah. This is my life. We can swear.
Nice.
I'm really happy that you brought that up, mostly because that is probably like the biggest roadblock when people are getting started. And I don't want to do this because and they'll throw out whatever BS is going in their head, whatever excuses, whatever reasons for having resistance. It won't ever actually be the thing. There's smoke screens. There's smoke screens in our own minds until we walk it back, right? And it's always coming back to like fear of not being good enough, fear of rejection, right? Like if you really walk it back, why do I care if someone yelled at me? Why do I care if that person rejects me? Why does that make me upset? And you just keep walking that back, and that's really all it's going to come back to every time. But it's at every level, like what you were just saying just then. We had this conversation yesterday, and you've just done 55K in your first 6 months. Like it's your first 6 months, you've turned up, you've smashed it, you've done 55K, and still 6 months later, we had a little mini breakdown because someone had gotten mad or booted us out of a group or something.
Yeah. But it was a smaller breakdown than the first time that happened, remember? So
yeah, it's progress. It's progress. We're not over here pretending not to have the breakdowns. Guys, I have cried when I've gotten into disagreements on my own content, and I haven't intentionally gotten into disagreements on my content, but you need to know when to be the bigger person. It's ego. You always want to respond, right? And then the other person has ego too. They want to fucking respond too. And so here we are going back and forth in the comments because someone misunderstood someone and someone else misunderstood someone else. And the next thing I know, I'm crying in my lounge room. like actually bawling my eyes out. Oh, over what? And then you said it so well yesterday, right? Because you were like, oh, maybe Facebook and Facebook groups, maybe this isn't for me. And then, we talked about it, you came back and you're like, you're right, the trolls on YouTube ads are terrible and assholes are still on Instagram, and right? And it's like,
yeah,
the truth, like wherever there is internet and wherever you're putting yourself out there and you're building connections and you're doing things and you're creating content, you are going to come across people who are mean for no reason, people who get pissed at you for being more successful than them, people who get annoyed because they think whatever they think, right? But it's a them problem. It's not a you problem.
Yeah. And the ones that are like, they're mad at me because they think I'm going to sell something, that always gets into my head because it's like, oh, well, maybe I should pull back and like I should put myself out there less and I should sell less because people are upset about it. And then I'm like, but why? Then nobody would get my help.
Then nobody would get your help. And so Tali says she understands, right? Like she's felt the same. She's been through it. But that's it. Like if you pull back, and I speak to people in the DM sometimes, and so if we're talking about sales related things, sales calls or conversions or whatever the topic happens to be, when sales comes up, I quite often get a lot of people telling me they don't sell or they don't want to sell, they don't like sell, and they just have a cold blanket against anything that seems like selling. And it's pretty much impossible to build a business, right, without being able to turn up and sell. And so it comes back to shifting the focus. Like you said, like you wouldn't be helping these people if you didn't do that, if you didn't put that out there. And I say this all the time. It's one thing that Grant Cardone that's stuck with me, is that you have an obligation to sell. You have an obligation to turn up. You have an obligation to put yourself out there, to make those connections, to create that content, to do that CTA, to invite that person to that phone call, because someone out there needs your help. And if they don't and they say no, that's okay. But if they do, and they were the person that turned around and said, oh my God, yes, please, thank you so much, but you didn't do that, you were doing them a disservice.
Well, and in this space, I should add too, because I know you have so many like health coaches and life coaches and people in that space. That is a crowded space full of people who do not necessarily have the best intentions. Like no one here, but there's a lot of scams and things in that space. And I have watched people hop on a call with me and they've been hesitant and I've been like, you know what, it's probably not a good time for you. Let's revisit later. I didn't want to push. I didn't want to stand up for them. I didn't want to do that hard sell. 3 weeks later, they're down the street buying some shady program from someone that's not going to teach them what they need. And they're going to have to do a chargeback on their credit card crying over the lost money when I could have actually taken that investment and given them something for it because I didn't stand up for it. And now, like, the consequences of not standing up for the people that you want to help could be dire to them, right?
100%, right? I really love that you put it that way, because the truth is they're going to buy from someone, and they're going to buy
If they
from
want to
someone
solve the problem, yeah.
who has the confidence to ask for the sale, to present the solution, to make the offer, to make the connection. And you're right, there are a lot of people in this space who don't really give a fuck about the people that they're working with. And there are a lot of people who don't have great support or great great programs, really. And there are a lot of people who do, but a lot of people who don't have no problem turning up and asking for the sale and making the offer and asking for the investment.
Yep. I like to tell my clients, even as a freelancer, like it's not the best copywriter, it's not the best VA, it's not the best social media marketer that grows the biggest business. It's a person with the most guts to go out and get the business that builds the biggest business. You can be like a Pulitzer Prize award winning writer and be making $12 an hour as a journalist, and someone who writes like they talk and uses swear words and emojis in their copy is pulling in $250,000 a year on private retainers. It's because they have the confidence to sell.
100%. And I'm reading this book at the moment. It's called Cyber
Psycho Cybernetics. That's good.
Have you read it?
No, I've read the short version of it. There's like a
okay. I haven't.
review.
I'm only this far in. I'm not super far in, guys. I've only just started. But basically, it talks about how everything comes back to your self-worth. And if you don't change the way that you view yourself, right, and your self-worth, you're just going to hold yourself back, right? You're not going to put yourself out there. You're not going to speak with confidence or make the whatever, like do the work that you need to do. And you'll find the excuses. Oh, I feel spammy adding friends. Oh, I feel sleazy doing CTAs on my posts. Oh, I feel pushy handling an objection, right? And you will let that hold you back for whatever BS crap you have going on up here. And really, it's like almost always coming back to your self-worth.
Yeah.
I haven't read it, so maybe I have some more insight to add when I've actually finished reading it. So I'm like 10 pages in. I've only just started, but I was like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense. So okay, now that we've got like the biggest challenge out of the way, which I like that you straight away was like, it's in the noggin. It's in the noggin. That's the biggest
they
challenge.
all are in the noggin.
What are some tips? Like what's 2 or 3 things that would just like, if you were speaking to someone, whether they're a coach or a freelancer or whatever, and they're wanting to get things off the ground, what would you say? Like, you just have to do this.
Okay, so lessons learned, things from you, and lessons learned from implementing everything you've taught me. Like, number 1 is listen to everyone who tells you if you're going to build a product-based business that requires new people in the door every month, you have to niche. You can't be a generalist. Like freelancers, if you just need a handful of clients, you can be a generalist because you can do outreach and you can control the messaging. But when you need, like I'm looking at a sales volume for next month that's going to need 30 calls booked. 30 calls. I can't book 30 calls if I'm scattered and all over the place and speaking to 15 different people, right? I need one message. I need that to resonate with one core group of people. So niche down to the point where you think there couldn't possibly be enough people in this niche to actually feed me, and then find out where they're hanging out and start making friends with them, because there is, most likely.
Unless you're running a $10 million business, like you're not going to tap your market out, right? Like not until you get to that point. And I feel like it's something that people, I really like that you said it, because people who come into this space, if they've gotten business through referrals, or if they built up a brick and mortar business like a different way, they have so much resistance because they don't understand that it's different online. Like your messaging is everything. Like people need to read it and go, that's fucking me. Like when someone comes to your profile, I'm a neurodivergent freelancer. That's me. I'm sorry, but I would pay $5,000 to learn from Cheryl, who helps neurodivergent freelancers, for the same program that I'd maybe pay $1,500 for just freelancers. for just
Yep.
right for just online. And then if you take it from freelancers again, take it even down again for that same program, exact same program, just for women entrepreneurs, $500. The exact same program for all entrepreneurs, fucking $50. Like, it's
Yep, $97 ebook special.
$97 ebook special. It could be the best ebook ever, but the second you start niching down who it's for and you make it really specific and you can tailor the examples to them and their experience, all of a sudden it's just worth so much more.
Yeah. And it makes it better. Like it literally made my product better. The first time I ran through, I did a test, and this is something like if you're going to do a group anything, do a test. Sell it first, then run a live version of it and record it. Do not build it first because you'll waste so much time. But I ran the first version of my program May of last year for all freelancers, and I got some buy-in. Half of the people who bought in were neurodivergent, but I just thought that was a coincidence. But yeah, it could have been a coincidence, but my best guess is they related really well to me because of me. So, but they were in there and the program did well. And like half of the people who went through walked out and they were like, pump the brakes. My business is full. I don't have any more hours left. I need to slow down, which is great. But then coming out of that, trying to, sell the program and build the long-term version of it, like it wasn't all the way there and I wasn't completely happy with it. But when I narrowed in and I got really specific on who I wanted to serve, I was like, they need to hear this at this point. My videos need to be this long. I need to read what's on the screen for accessibility reasons because auditory processing disorders are really prevalent in neurodivergent people and they need you to do that. Like you can make your program so much better by focusing in than you can if you just try and be everything to everyone.
I really, really freaking like that you said that, right? Because the results and the quality of your program is the number one thing that's going to help you to scale and to grow, is being able to really drive results within that. And people are like, yeah, but it can help everyone. But how much better could you help people if you got really good at helping one type of person? Right? Like if you could make all your examples for them, if you could understand exactly when they're going to get stuck and how they're going to get stuck. Like if someone comes to me and they say that they're like a VA or a freelancer or something like that, like could they get value from my program? Yes, but it's not specific to them. So will I take them on? No. I really like this. So that's so number one is niche down, guys. I don't know if anyone wants to write this, but number one thing is niche down. Number two.
Yes, I touched on this, but like launching and then building the program was a really valuable lesson. And I didn't really realize it at the time, to be honest, but I built programs before, right? I had built things and like I built out whole courses and I built out packages and pricing and have all this like set stuff for everyone to fit into. And then I went out and looked for someone to buy it and it never worked. And I wondered why. So selling something first, making sure people actually wanted it, and then building it with them live and iterating it along the way. Like Sarah knows, I re-recorded my entire program to focus in more narrow on the neurodivergent side of things and give more help there, but also refresh it and make it work for what's working in 2022 because things are changing really quickly in the online space, right? Doing that and just constantly iterating and selling first before building out the program was a really big help.
I like that. Number one, niche down is going to make your program better, your results better, your messaging better. It's going to make your business more streamlined so you can grow it better. Number two is sell your program before creating it or creating your trainings. And number three,
forgive yourself. Being consistent as you can and forgiving the rest, for God's sake. Don't give up if you miss a day.
To yourself.
Yes.
I feel like that was for you 100% because you were so hard on yourself. And I'm like, dude, 6 months. You've been here for 6 months and you just like made 50K in your first 6 months. Nobody, like, so many people don't do that. And you're like, oh, but I haven't done this and I haven't done that. I'm like,
Right.
dude. Yeah, no, I love compassion, right? Self-compassion. Fucking
Yeah.
reflect, be appreciative of what you have done and how far you have come, so you can do more because you're doing some fucking badass shit. What
Yeah.
about if is there anyone here with ADHD? If there is anyone here with ADHD, or you're on a replay and you have ADHD, or any I shouldn't say ADHD, right? Because neurodivergent means other
Well,
things.
neurodivergent's like the umbrella, and then within that, there's a bunch of different flavors of neurospicy. We've got the ADHD, we've got the
Neuro,
autism,
I see, I love
we
it.
got, bipolar does fall into the neurodivergent umbrella as well. Some people include even anxiety and depression because they can chemically change the way your brain is wired. So, if you're different, you're welcome. That's basically it.
If you're different, I love it. If there's anyone here struggling with that, what would your number one tip for them be?
It would be the forgiveness thing, but from a different perspective, not just like, oh yeah, appreciate all the things you've done. We get hammered so much to like be consistent, send your DMs every day, like go into the groups and do your posts certain times a week, and there's all this external pressure to be consistent with your content. Like people are expecting you to post on such and such day, and if you miss it, they're not going to trust you and blah 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 blah. Like there's so much of that, and you're also like pathologically wired for that to be impossible. So instead of committing to putting out a specific type of content every Tuesday and then missing a Tuesday and then throwing in the towel, burning down your business and trying something else because you failed and you suck, forgive yourself, pick it up and send it on Wednesday and no one will care.
Yes, I like that. And I think that rings true for everyone, right? Like, because the whole, we do something or we fuck it up or it doesn't work, and then we throw in the towel, we run to the next thing. And we're like,
Yeah.
next strategy, next this, next that. And the success that you're going to create, like at any stage in your business, is going to come to get dialed in on your strategy and then being committed to plugging the holes and
Yeah.
committed to refining what's happening and committed to tweaking the process, not just running along to the next process or the next thing or whatever. So I feel like that's quite relevant for everyone. I don't know if anyone, hey Miranda, hey Cassandra, I don't know if anyone has any questions for Cheryl whilst we are here. I am happy to read out some questions for her if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, you do have some freebies, some groups, some stuff.
Yeah, most of my freebies live in my group. That's where I do all my trainings. That's where I've got like all the things. They live there. I'm actually in the middle of testing out a little personality quiz thing right now, which is really cool because I listened and I niched and I've now done like almost 100 sales calls. I noticed that there were essentially 4 types of neurodivergent freelancers that were emerging. And now you can take a little quiz to find out which one you are and get some specific tips for your type of neurospicy freelancers. So if you
Wow,
want that, go to my
that
group.
is fucking cool. Your type of neurospicy freelancer quiz, what's like for, you
Yeah.
can't do that shit if you don't niche. And
Yeah.
just think about that. Like if someone comes into Cheryl's world now and she's specifically helping neurodivergent freelancers and she understands them so well that she's got a quiz and it will tell you what you need help with or what you struggle with or whatever and give you some tips to personally help you. How
Yep.
much more effing money would you pay Cheryl than, say, me, who doesn't understand you as a neurodivergent freelancer or anyone else, right? Or the next whatever. Like, guys, this shit is powerful. Like, niche down, get really good. She knows her people so well, like her entire business. I can see this, becoming a really fucking awesome big thing. Like,
Yeah.
you're clearly committed to their results, right? You're clearly committed to understanding them, to tailoring their experience, to being able to make sure that they can get faster, easier, right, more consistent results. You know where they're getting stuck. So powerful. So
Yeah.
powerful. I don't see any questions in there, guys, but if you're on the replay and you have any questions, you're more than welcome to drop them and we will come back and answer them. Cheryl will share the link to her group. What are your freebies? What do you have? It's like you do have a quiz coming up, but
Yep, I've got the quiz. I've got so many trainings in the guides. I've got new client challenge in the guide. So if you need a new client in the next week or so and you're running this kind of high ticket service-based business, this is one-on-one stuff. not like what Sarah teaches, but for that's for the VAs, the social media managers, the copywriters that are out there. You want a new client in the next week, the new client challenges and the guides in there. There's just all the freebies in the world. So if you go to soloschool.ca/group, you can opt in and get right in there, and we'll get you in and set up with all the freebies.
Awesome. I will post it. I will put the links. I hope you guys got value. Let me know what your takeaways were, if it was helpful, if you have any questions, anything at all, we'll come back through. Hope you all have an epic week and an epic weekend, and I will catch y'all next week.